we've got plenty of people we've either started to talk to or we're already going to be talking to over the coming weeks. Now, one of the biggest questions that I get from people is saying, hey, listen, like, I've got all these interviews, like they're not going to happen for, the next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months. Do I have to stop interviewing? Absolutely not. Right? You will actually keep interviewing all the way through, really up until you're about ready to sort of do your actual sort of like publishing. You're going to continue to interview people and include their stories in the book. So we sort of make this upfront investment so that, number one, you start to do it, and again, this investment we did last week will pay off over the coming weeks and months. So that was one of the things that we did, is we're going to do these sorts of things and really start to move into more, starting to find ourselves into some of these places. So a lot of what we've been doing is setting ourselves up so we have all the knowledge that we need in order to write a compelling book. That's doing the research and doing the homework in a way that helps us craft the stories that we're going to do. And so that's what we've been spending our time. Tonight we're going to start to actually look at that content and say, great, how do I actually look at that and turn that into stories? And that's really the next phase of what we're doing, is saying, all right, I've done all this sort of raw material work. How do I actually find stories in these ones? So here's what we're going to do tonight a little bit. We're going to do a kind of a quick round the horn of sort of one cool thing, because I know last week was sort of a busy week. We did a lot of outreach, and I want to hear kind of what happened from it. Then we're going to talk about sort of how we actually start to create stories and story structures, more importantly. How do we do that? How do we start to move in the writing phase? And then we'll kind of actually talk about this concept of like our story index and actually sort of doing these things. So we're going to spend some time tonight kind of getting ourselves organized and ready to write. And really then starting next week is when we start the writing process. And about 2 weeks after that one, you're going to start to meet your editors and start to do some of that work together. So that's kind of what's coming tonight. We're going to spend some time talking on these sort of key pieces tonight.